following is a special video presentation from Orrville Baptist Church.
First, we have our pledge to the American flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we have our pledge to the Christian flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Christian flag and to the Savior for whose kingdom it stands, one brotherhood, uniting all Christians in service and in love. And last but not least, we have our pledge to the Bible. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word, and will make it a lamp to my feet, a light to my path, and hide its words in my heart, that I might not sin against God. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good morning. What a pleasure it is for us to join together as a church here at Orrville Baptist Church. What a glorious day it is, a day that the Lord has given to us in His infinite mercy and in His infinite love. I'm excited about where we go for our journey today through God's Word and worship as we continue on in Acts. I pray that you have prepared your hearts as we continue to study His Word, as we continue to sing praises to Him who is worthy, as we join together as a church, and what that means for us. We welcome you here this morning for that purpose, to glorify God. If you will look through your bulletin, we're going to have a little bit of a light week. Tonight, there is no evening service. Get a head start on your grilling, if the rain allows it. Get a head start on enjoying time with your family and friends. And then this Wednesday, we've got Wednesday, July 5th, we will have the Hour of Power meeting in the Hayes building. This Wednesday, we're not going to meet. We will not have service this Wednesday. So the next time that we join together for corporate worship will be when? Next Sunday morning. So we will see you here next Sunday morning for worship. Please go through and take the time this week to go through the prayer list. It is continually having additions. There are updates, there are praise reports, there are changes that come throughout the week. I invite you, and try to remind us all to take the time to go through this list. What a blessing it is for us to make prayer and requests to God. And then when we have updates, when we hear news, when we hear praise for us. Even when we hear things that not really the way we would want, we go back to God with thankful hearts. We go back to God and thank Him for what He's done in these prayer requests. So I invite you to take time to do that throughout the week, to fervently pray that God will move in the lives of His people and also in the lives of our church. Let me give one last reminder. I say last, I've been saying it every Sunday. We are continuing to take up food for AIM and for also for the pantry here at our own church. We've had good additions, and then this week was very heavy. This week was incredibly heavy as far as handing out stuff, which is a good thing. I invite you to continue to bring items, think about things with the summer heat. Gatorade and water are, quote, top sellers right now. A lot of people really want Gatorade and water, and rightfully I could use some right now. It's hot. That's kind of a big one. And then also fruit. Canned fruit, anything that's those little easy peel fruit cups, stuff like that. People really enjoy those during the summer heat. So consider doing that. We'll bring those next Sunday.
Just a reminder again on July the 23rd, mentioned this last week, that we will have Youth and Children's Day here at the church. This will be sort of to kick off our Vacation Bible School, which will start July the 24th. And just as a reminder, Bible School will be July the 24th through the 27th. It's a Monday through Thursday from 6 to 8:30 each evening. So let me encourage you to invite people. There are a bunch of flyers in there on the back, on this side, on the counter, for you to pick up and give to people. So let me really encourage you to do that. As far as Youth and Children's Day goes, we'll begin with Sunday School. We won't have divided Sunday School classes for the youth and the children. All of them will meet together in the youth room for Sunday School that morning. So youth and kids will meet in the same place. That'll begin at the regular Sunday School time at 9:45. And then during the worship service, we'll have kids and youth doing various jobs, taking an active part in our corporate worship. So we'll look forward to that. And then afterwards, for our youth and children and for their families, there will be a luncheon in the Hayes building for those folks. There's a sign-up sheet in the back, again on this side of the vestibule. So if your youth, children, families would like to go, please sign up. So that we can know how many to expect for it. It's going to be a really good day, and we look forward to it. It's going to be a good time to kick off our Vacation Bible School, which will be that week. So be praying about all this, and please take some of that information and take advantage of that and share it with others.
We mentioned last weekend and also this past Wednesday. We're also asking to your prayer list. Please be in prayer for Vacation Bible School. Pray that God would use us in a very, just a huge way, maybe an incredible way. That we would not just see young souls be saved, we pray fervently for that. But also that families would be saved, that moms and dads would be saved in our community, that there would be Christian homes being built right here in Anderson. And pray that we would be a church with people who are discipling people who come to the Vacation Bible School. Children, teenagers, adults, you name it. Pray that God would give us hearts of discipleship to pour into people, to love them, to walk with them through faith. our evening service by the time I'm done. We are continuing on in chapter 8. Please do not be alarmed. We are not going backwards. We are going forwards through chapter 8. The 4th of July is nearly upon us. There's evidence of it. This lovely flag and large flag behind us. As you go to the next sanctuary, you also see proudly hung patriotic decorations. It's a wonderful time where we gather with friends, we gather with family, we have neighbors, sometimes co-workers that we can stand. Sometimes your office mates are cutting you along with if you invite them to your grill party anyways. And I'll be the first to admit, I do have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with 4th of July. I'll be completely honest. I love 4th of July. I don't hate it. I have some concerns about the 4th of July. I'm very open and honest about it. The reason why is I think we often forget what it's about. What is Independence Day? If the American Revolution had ended any other way, there's no telling what today would be like. We might be talking in a British accent, perhaps. But we don't. We don't talk in a British accent. We have this incredible, outstanding, amazing event that happens in American history called the Revolution. You see, part of it beginning with, hasn't changed much today, Americans hating taxes. I really thought the DNA in there. Still waiting. I'll do it myself, maybe. But I do struggle with the holiday. I'm a lover of history. It was when I studied in school, and it makes me a little sad when we take such an important event, such an incredible moment in our country's history, and we turn it into 3 things: fireworks, grilling, baseball. 3 great things, 3 things that I think are fun, that I love. I love a good fireworks show. Not when they're 3 minutes from my house last night and kept us up, but I still love fireworks. They're fun to look at. All good things, but Independence Day is something much deeper. And we're actually very distracted and fixated on something like a firework. It's there, it's pretty, and then poof, and it's gone, and wait till next year. When really, Independence Day is something we celebrate every day. Do you realize that? The fact that you live and work and gather in this country every day is a celebration of our independence. Because of that moment in history, because of what has happened before us, we're affected by it each and every day. Every single day. Moved by the Revolution. Moved by the Declaration of Independence. Moved by July 4th. How incredibly sad is it that in our faith we're too very guilty of losing focus on the important matter. Like substituting Independence Day and what that really means for hot dogs and just baseball, and that's it. This often happens in the church as well. We become distracted. We lose focus on why we're here. We lose focus on our calling, on the very essence of who we are, on the lifeblood of the church. I'll be honest, we lose focus on our joy. You'll hear many people in the world talk about going to church. And I say that on purpose, going to church. Not me. Going to church. Many times they'll be asked, why didn't you go back? Because the place was dead. Because there was no joy. You see it in the world. A deadness. This morning we will continue to walk through Acts 8. And we'll see the opposite of this. We do not see a dead church. We don't see a church without joy. We see the opposite. A church that's focused on its calling. And of course we continue to see Christ's work continuing to happen, as we say, every Sunday. Joyfully saying that. Makes me thrilled to know that. And all this is happening in spite of dangerous circumstances, which is, to me, the most incredible part out of all of this. And so last week, I'll kind of recap quickly. We looked at the stoning of Stephen, one of the, by far, the most humbling sermons I've had to prepare for. I had a very difficult time going through that portion of Acts. We're introduced to a man named Saul. This is the man who had the robes the men that came in just robes, they could throw stones there. They wouldn't lay their robes at his feet. Reminds us of the apostles earlier in Acts. That when offering and giving was given to the church, they would lay it where? At the apostles' feet. As a sign of their authority. And so we see Saul in similar fashion being the instigator of persecution of the church. An incredible contrast. We're introduced to Saul. We see that he's going from house to house. He's going from place to place. In persecution, he was ravaging the church, my translation says. He was just wildly filled with hatred. He was throwing men and women in prison, left and right. And then at the same time, we read what? The church is being scattered. Sent out. The promise that Christ gave in chapter 1, beginning. Go to Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria. And soon it will not be much longer before we see the world beginning to be impacted by the gospel. And the message of the gospel reaching people from vast distances in the world. We ended with verse 4 of chapter 8 last week, and I feel it's necessary to address it again. Maybe we can start there one more time. I'll be quick, but look with me at chapter 8, verse 4. It says the following: Therefore, those who have been scattered went about preaching the word. What a terrible defeat for the enemies of God. What a terrible embarrassment for the enemies of God. Think about all that has taken place. They tried to get rid of Christ with the crucifixion. That was defeated with the resurrection. It was in vain. Then we saw the birth of the church. We saw the enemies of the church come forward and threaten persecution. Did they stop preaching? No. Defeated. Once more. And then they say, we'll throw you in jail if you don't stop. And then they stop? No. They keep on preaching in the name of Christ. And they are going to jail. They're flogged. Continually ramping up the extent of persecution, and not once did the enemy prevail. It is Christ still at work. And then we get to Stephen, the first New Testament martyr. Finally, this will do it. We've been saying we're going to bring persecution. We've been saying we'll take them out. Now we're going to start doing it. We'll kill the man. We'll kill the man who has begun doing the work of Christ. Literally, healing, signs, wonders. We'll take care of him too. And their biggest mistake is they don't see how God works in the world. Because all they did was strike down thinking, this is the death blow, this is what will end it. And they sent the church on a missionary move. This is the work. This is what God is doing in the midst of persecution. It's an incredible, incredible thing. A beautiful, beautiful thing. As the church is being scattered, what do we read in verse 4? And the church is scattered and they hid. And the church is scattered and they held up somewhere. And the church is scattered and they shut up because they were afraid. No. The church is scattered and the church preached. What a completely different attitude and mindset of the current church in the world. We've said this before. The early church, they didn't need a reason to preach Christ. They didn't need a reason to preach Christ. It was their life. It's what happened. It was a given. Today we find excuses, reasons to preach Christ. And we're really good at making our own excuses for why we should not. It's a shame. The church was greatly affected during this time. Trust me. You don't get scattered into the world. You don't go through persecution and having everything stay the same. I guarantee there was discomfort, there was pain, there was suffering. And yet, look, the Great Commission is still the heartbeat of the church. Many tasks, many goals, many things the church was supposed to be taking part in. And then there's this one overarching banner. Go and tell. Above all else, go and tell. No matter where you go and tell the good news of the gospel. And look at it, nothing to stop it. Nothing. It couldn't be stopped. No threat, no fear in the church, except a healthy fear of God, no fear of man. And so persecution enhanced missions. And persecution enhanced missions and worship. It didn't stop it. Brings us to verse 5. We'll go verse by verse from here, and we'll end up closing with verse 8. But look at verse 5. Philip went down to the city of Samaria and began proclaiming Christ to them. Remember Philip? Happened not long ago. He was one of the 7. Remember? One of the 7 men that was chosen as a type of servant. I call them pre-deacons. A type of servant in the church. They were the ones that would be responsible for getting the needs, the funds, the food. They would be distributing those needs, those funds, those food items. They were servants. Just average, everyday men. Foreign Jews who had come and joined and been a part of this movement of God. And just like Stephen, you see a man starting as just a, quote, lowly servant, although there's no such thing as a lowly servant. You see him starting off like this, and then you see much more. Now he's vocally proclaiming Christ in Samaria, of all places. We're all equipped, all of us. Every member of the church, from this point in history, in the scriptures to today, we're all equipped with gifts from God. They are different, they are vast. But we're all equipped with different types of gifts to use in service here at the church and to use in service to the world. I say all that because I want you to know I may be the pastor here, but all of you, including myself, are preachers. We are all preachers. All of us. Because that's not my job. I wasn't gifted to say anything about Jesus. No, you were not gifted, you were commanded. You were commanded to that. You may not be gifted with the most eloquent speech. Look at me. I fumble and mumble all the time. I have no idea what I'm doing up here. And yet somehow in some strange way God uses it. Every single one of us sitting in here are preachers. Pulpits outside. Right there to the world. A world thirsty and hungry and waiting. In need of a Savior. In great need of a Savior. Just like Philip, we're guided by the Spirit. All of us, guided by the Spirit, with our minds set on one thing, the Great Commission, and God's Word and His worship. Great Commission, walking out those doors, is our attitude, is our mindset. Look where Philip is. He's in Samaria. We actually talked about this. It's been a little while. We talked about this, I think, in our first real series here about Spirit and Truth. And before we started Acts, and I won't sit here and camp out too long, but the Jews and Samaritans don't like each other. We all know that. We're not moving along winding road of history. We did that earlier on here at church, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this hatred is rooted from long ago. Samaritans were viewed as people who were, quote, half-breeds. They were Jews, and because of exile, and because of invasions, and all this stuff that goes on, the Jews looked at these new, quote, half-breeds and said, our lineage is pure, we don't want anything to do with them. Ugh. That's the way it was. Not right, but that's the way it was. It was hatred. A completely unacceptable hatred that has now popped up. Eventually the Samaritans go to the Jews who want to rebuild the temple and say, we want to help. And the Jews say, thanks, no thanks. We don't want your help. Do you see why they hate each other? Absolutely hated each other. Ever since that moment. A firm, fixed hatred. The Samaritans held on to many of their Jewish beliefs. They were still awaiting what? The Messiah. They were still waiting. Waiting on this Savior. Waiting on this Messiah to come. And it was Jesus who in John 4, he would go to the Samaritan woman and he would first reveal himself as Messiah. Verses 25 and 26, the woman said to him, I know that Messiah is coming, he who is called Christ. When the one comes, he will declare all things to us. And Jesus said to her, I will speak to you and keep. A wonderful Savior. Waiting for the Messiah, standing right before you. Jesus is the good news. It starts with Him. He is the good news. He's the needed news. He's the thirst, the hunger that the world tries to fill with empty things, empty possessions, things that rust, things that rot. Jesus is the reason for joy. Christ is the reason for rejoicing. You see this all throughout the Scriptures. At His birth, the heavens cried out and opened up and rejoiced at His coming. Mary rejoiced upon learning the news of what her baby was and is. The Samaritan woman received this news, and what does she do? She's one of the first missionaries. It's beautiful. She just gets word from God in the flesh. And she runs to her people, telling them Jesus. And as the people flock to hear Jesus, many believe and are saved. One of our first missionaries in the New Testament. And so the question was, where should I go? Yes, it is important. Where should I go, God? Where should I go? Very important. Also, it is secondary. It is of secondary importance. It's important, but it's a secondary importance. The primary question is, will I go, and what will I do? It's time the people of God ask themselves that. Will I go? Not where should I go? Will I go, and what will I do? Taking part in missions, taking part in preaching the good news, taking part in proclaiming the message of Christ is not an option. The long, old cliche is not the great suggestion, it's the great commission. We've all heard it a million times, and it still rings true today. It's not if you feel like it, go and preach the news of Christ. It's not if you have time, go speak the news of Christ. It's not, if you have a good day, would you maybe try to squeeze in a few moments and you can speak about the Savior to someone. It's pretty black and white. Go and tell. No matter where you go, you are to take Christ with you, to speak of His glory. Look at Philip being scattered from home, being forced to go elsewhere, even to a place where there's deep animosity. It would have been easy to lose all hope, abandon the church, lay low in a sense, and instead, what happens? Missions continue. It would have been so easy to give up. And no matter where he goes, he's now preaching Christ. There's no single circumstance, not even the threat of death itself, that cancels the Great Commission. Nothing. Nothing. It's given to us, and nothing can take it away. So no matter where you go, whether Honduras or home, your path is guided for the Spirit for proclamation of the good news. Restaurant, good news. Home, good news. Work, good news. There is no option. Move on to verses 6 and 7. You can read, follow with me. Starting in verse 6. The crowds of one accord were giving attention to what was said by Philip as they heard and saw the signs which he was performing. For in the case of many who had unclean spirits, they were coming out of them shouting with a loud voice, and many who had been paralyzed and lame were healed. Incredible, right? You have to keep in mind, similar to what we saw with Stephen, what were the apostles doing early in the life of the church? Carrying out the work of Christ. You saw the lame being healed. You saw miracles happen. You saw signs. You saw wonders. You saw unclean spirits being cast out. You saw sickness healed. Why? To give authority to the message they brought with them. And were given these abilities to, in a sense, prove their message. And incredibly, Stephen was performing signs and wonders before his murder. This lowly pre-deacon servant, a nobody, goes and he's now performing signs and wonders, and he's murdered. And now Philip, two men, simple servants of the church, performing the work of Christ. Look at the unclean spirits. What did they say? They were coming out of them shouting with a loud voice. This is what happens when they come into the presence of holiness. Do you remember the demoniac from Luke 8? Remember the reaction he had? Listen to this. Luke 8:28. Seeing Jesus, he cried out and fell before him and said in a loud voice, "What business do we have with each other, Jesus, Son of the Most High God, I beg you, do not torment me. Cried out in a loud voice and fell before him. When holiness stands face to face with evil, when right stands against wrong, when righteousness meets sinfulness, this is the reaction. This is what happens. You may ask why. Why is there crying out? Why are there unclean spirits falling out and bowing? Why does this happen? Because they're exposed. Evil hates to be exposed. Sin hates to be exposed. It's a hatred that comes out. They're absolutely found powerless before the supremacy of God. Ask yourself, why does persecution break out in the first place? Why was Stephen murdered? Ask yourself, why did that even happen? Why did they do this to them? Why did the council do this? Because they were cut to the quick. Because Christ takes a big spotlight and exposes every single one of us. People don't like having their sin exposed. Makes them feel guilty. They will usually lash out in anger and the gnashing of teeth. That's exactly what happened to Steve. Exactly what happened to Steve. You see this, the exposure of sin. In vain they murder, thinking it has victory. For the Christian death is victory because of the work of the cross. Don't you see? For us now in the New Testament, do you see what death is? It's powerless. It's nothing more than a gate to take us to the most faithful God, the only God. It's just a door. There is nothing to fear in death. It has been rendered powerless. And sin has been exposed. You also see the gospel message. In these unclean spirits screaming, and in the lame being healed. It's the message of missions. There's an exposure and there's a healing. You see it right here with Philip. You understand that without exposing sin, there is no gospel? You see that? If there's no exposure of sin, there is no gospel. You go to someone and say, Jesus died for you. They say, great! Why? Well, I don't know. He was bored. No. People must know why they need a Savior. That's the exposure of sin. People have no idea why they need a Savior, then what's the point? They must understand there's a need for salvation. And people will respond in two different ways. They either respond with a softened heart, they will repent, or they will respond with hardened hearts, and they will gnash their teeth in anger. You see the mission movement happening right here with them. They're calling out of sin, they're calling out and saying, there is holiness before you, and then also healing taking place. God will break you before He will reveal you. He will open you up. There will be an autopsy performed, and you will see a big flashing red light sign that says sin, 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 sin. Thank goodness He does open heart surgery and gives us a new one. But it's only after that first diagnosis, you are a sinner and I am a sinner, and we need a Savior. That's the message the world desperately, desperately needs. And all the while, we do nothing. Exactly. Let's close with verse 8. It's a simple line. It's just a few sprinkling of words. There's not much here in verse 8. One line. So there was much rejoicing in that city. You remember when I said we're taking Independence Day for granted and we lose focus on how important all of this is? Here we are. Listen to me. This is the end game right here in Samaria. That same word for rejoicing, it's used in Matthew 28 when the women find the tomb empty. Same word. And they left the tomb quickly with fear and great joy, and ran to report it to His disciples. And behold, Jesus met them and greeted them, and they came up and took hold of His feet and worshipped Him. Then Jesus said to him, "Do not be afraid. Go and take word to my brethren and leave for Galilee, for they will see me." You see the relationship between joy and worship? Very interconnected. It is joy that leads to missions, and it is missions that leads as the vehicle for worship. All around the world. It's missions that takes us in joyous ways to a world that says, you need to know who you are to worship. It's God. And just like the scene in Matthew 28, the woman rejoiced, and they fall at Jesus' feet to worship Him. And they're what? They're sent. Go take this news that He is risen. It's just this beautiful cycle that happens. This wonderful portrait that happens. There's rejoicing, there's worship. And that worship is the reason for why we go. Because we want to see the world exploding in worship. That's your purpose. It's the reason you exist. Sometimes people don't want to hear that. I exist for so much more. No. You exist for worship. And there are people in the world dying every day who have no idea why they're here. We have a message for them. John Piper famously said the following. He said, worship is the fuel for missions. When we go, it's always that fuel that takes us with the mindset of, we want worship throughout the nations. And God will be worshipped by all people across the globe. The news reaches Samaria in Acts 8, and what happens? The city erupts in rejoicing. Beautiful. How incredibly sad that much of the church in the world has lost its focus, has lost its purpose, its conviction, its meaning, has lost its joy for worship and for missions. There's deadness in the air. If you open the book of Revelation, Jesus commends the church at Ephesus. They had good doctrine. They were guarding the church against sin. They were doing a great job. And then, I want you to understand what's being said right here in Revelation. This is how serious this is. God commends them for doing all the right things, but they have become cold. Listen to what Jesus says. This is Christ's words to the church at Ephesus. But I have this against you, that you have left your first love. Doing all of this by the numbers, church activity, and the love was lost. The joy was gone. They had become cold. They had become empty in doing the right things. They had become good acts and deeds with empty intentions. Much of the church today in the world has also lost its first love. The warmth of worship and the passion for worship among the nations is gone. It's lost. In the church in this country and all across the world, we've exchanged a fiery passion for worship with complacency and emptiness. How great would it be to see this scene in Acts 8, the church again today? A rejoicing, a joy that is found in Christ. A joy that is found in worship. A joy that despite all circumstances, including persecution, it cannot be extinguished. God, I ask that you would refresh us in this way, that we would be revived in worship. I am telling you, there is no better way to experience this refreshment than to take part in missions. When we go to the world, anywhere in the world, near or far, preaching the gospel, telling the good news, and with tremendous joy. This is why revival happens. We find the joy is multiplied and magnified as it propels us to worship. Why do we take part in missions? One, because Christ commands it. First and foremost. And we're to be obedient. Two, because the Spirit guides it. And three, because it leads to worship. That's the end game. You see, worship is the end game. It's the final, ultimate, never-ending element of our faith. The things of the world, they will rot. The things of the world, they will fade away. Worship will remain forever. It does not stop at death. People say, what do you think we'll be doing in heaven? I got one answer for it: worship. Will we be doing other things? Probably. And guess what? It'll always be with the heart and the mind of worship. People say, do you think we'll go exploring and see God's wonder and His beauty? And I say, maybe. It's possible. You realize that even if that's true, even if you were to be in this beautiful creation that God has given to us, if you were scaling the highest mountain of heaven, it would always be with the intention of, look what God has made. Every single action you take in heaven will be an act of worship. Everything that you do. We will bow at His feet and we will sing praises to Him because He's worthy. If that is what we will be doing forever, why are we not obsessed with it now? If it's the end game, why do we ignore it now? Why do we settle for complacency? We must be the people who actively show Christ, actively show missions, actively show joy, worship everywhere we go. Everywhere. I want you to think about our journey through Acts. We're closing right here. Let's go to the, I want you to think about the last 2 chapters. All the heartbreak, all the death and destruction. All of it. Despite it all, we see a church of joy taking the message of the cross and the risen Son to the world. No matter where they go, even to people they have a deep-rooted animosity with, they joyfully give the message of the cross. I encourage all of us to consider these things. All of us. Self-included. To reflect on our calling, to reflect on our purpose. I invite you to courageously pray for our church. That our joy will lead us to missions, and missions will lead us to God being worshipped by all people. Brothers and sisters, I've told you once, I'll say it again. This is the reason you are here. All the nice benefits of being a church member, we just had a fun activity last month. There's good stuff that we do. It's all secondary. Your primary purpose, the reason you wake up in the morning, the reason God gives you breath, is to worship. That's it. That's the end of it. When we see the world the way God sees the world, we have no option but to faithfully preach the good news. What I am praying for is that Anderson becomes Samaria in Acts 8. That no matter where you turn, you can't stop but see the eruption of worship. That there was much rejoicing in that city because the work of Christ is not dead in the church. My prayer is that happens right here. Reflect on these things, reflect on our calling, reflect on our purpose. The rest of it, we